you guys obviously had such a strong year on special teams last year. There's always going to be some turnover. What's kind of the key to maintaining that level of play from you?
Number one just thing is to be consistent. Go out there every time we step on the field. We want to win that play. So we're preaching, from day one, consistency and, one play at a time. That's our job. Go out there and win one play at a time, help out the offense, the defense, and really play, good complementary football with our phase.
Eskridge and Trey Brown are guys that did a lot of special teams in college. Just how much can those two help you, whether in the return game or just on coverage teams, all that different stuff?
Yeah, we're excited about both of them. We're anxious for them to get some opportunities in the games to show what they can do. Both of them had some extensive experience returning as kick returners in college, and then Trey Brown, obviously. He covered kicks well, and the same thing for Eskridge. So both of them are two young guys. We're anxiously waiting, to see them show up in the game.
What makes DJ Reed a good returner?
DJ, because he's aggressive. He's aggressive. He hits it. He's got good quickness. He's got good skill set. He catches it well. Not afraid to hit it. He gets vertical. And, especially as a kick returner, he's got that juice that you're looking for. He's got a nose for the end zone. He feels like every time he goes out there, he's going to score. And that mentality is what you want in a returner. And we're excited about, what he brings to the table.
What was it like for you last year, taking over the gig kind of midstream? That adjustment, how big was it compared to heading into this year with your whole program ahead of you?
It was a smooth transition last year. Obviously, I was my third year here, and I've been in the system for a while. And we have such a great group of guys, a good core group that, the specialists, the veteran guys that we use in the kicking game. It was really smooth for us. And again, we did a nice job of playing consistently throughout the year, each week. Helping our team win. So that's our goal going into this year as well. Is to just go out there every week, one play at a time, and then win one play at a time and help our team with the field position battle.
Where do things stand with finding your kickoff and punt returners?
It's a crowded room. We got a lot of options back there that we're going to, take a look at in these preseason games. That's the one thing about last year. You didn't have the preseason to check these things out, and so we got a bunch of guys back there that have all been working really hard, and it'll be interesting for us to see who comes out of that group. DJ, we're excited about what he brings to the table as both punt and kickoff returner. Freddie Swain's back there working in there. Anxious for Dwayne to get into the mix, but whoever it is that gets back there, they're going to be, number one, they're going to protect the ball. All right, that's the number one job. And then number two, they're going to be explosive. So I'm anxious to see, who comes through these preseason games and who kind of separates themselves from the pack.
How important is the performance in preseason games for some of the guys, maybe like receivers or whatever, who are trying to make the roster? And how
It's really important. Obviously, they're out there competing right now on the practice field for those opportunities. And then, in the game, there'd be limited opportunities, but you want to take advantage of each one because they're competing for roster spots here. They're trying to carve out roles for themselves in our phase, which will help them, stick on the roster. And so, that's the great thing about training camp here is it's an open competition. Everybody's out here, working hard to understand what we're looking for, and then it's going to create opportunities for them, the better they do, so that they can show up in the game, and take advantage of it, hopefully.
Generally feel like the learning curve is for some guys who were stars on their college team, maybe didn't play as much special teams in college, and now got to come here and do it again. What's that like for them trying to adjust to that and learn it again and handle those sort of situations?
Yeah, there is a learning curve for them, and these guys have been doing a great job of coming in here and trying to understand, number one, what we expect out of them, what their jobs are, how to do their jobs, fundamentals, technique, all the things that we're trying to instill right now in training camp. They've all done an excellent job of just being open to that. And yeah, some guys have had experience in college, but a lot of them haven't. And so the faster that they adjust and learn what we're looking for, the better off it will be for them, and the better off it will be for us.
Jason didn't miss a field goal last year. What was sort of worked really well for him, I guess?
Yeah, both. I mean, we got a really good group of specialists that are all professionals that do a great job of, preparing themselves for what they need to do, and I'm real comfortable with that group.
When a kicker is on a streak like that, do you talk about it with him, or is it sort of like a no-hitter in baseball where you don't want to?
Yeah, you don't really bring that up too much. He's a guy that's he's played a lot of ball, and he understands what he needs to do to kind of maintain the level that he needs. And I thought last year he did a great job with that. And it's collective. The three of them working together, they do such a good job of preparing each week. All three of them to be ready to roll. That's a good, strong group for us, and we're going to expect the same results hopefully this year as well.
With Dickson in particular, have you ever been around a punter who does as many different things with the ball, just the different kicks he has in his bag?
Yeah, you're seeing more of that with the amount of Australian punters that you're seeing in the league. But yeah, he is a unique talent, and he does a marvelous job of going out in there and performing. He does have a lot of different tricks in the bag, but he works on them consistently, and he's had an opportunity to go out there, and he's a gamer. He performs, when it matters most, and that's the exciting thing about him is how he performs in the games.
You always see the three specials are kind of off in their own world all the time. You were a core special teams guy. As a player, what is it like just having those three guys, either as a teammate or as a coach, kind of doing their own thing?
Well, it is nice to know that they are all, they're not rookies, and they understand what they need to do to prepare each week. And that's what they do a great job of, just every day, coming in here and then getting the work in that they need, and then so that when it's time for field goal period in practice, they can go out there and execute it and make the kicks.
Anything else, guys? Thank you. Thanks, man.